Hergy, Hergy. Salutations, my fellow P's out there. It's been a while. It has, and I take full responsibility for that. You know, as P's, it's mandatory that we practice accountability. So, yeah, that's 100% my fault, and I'm gonna start making it a priority to at least drop one episode a week, bro. That shit should be so slight. That shouldn't even be a problem. Okay, so that's gonna start being nigga. That's what we're doing every week now. One episode. Okay, so we're on episode 3 right now, and as you can tell, you know, it's how to have longevity in this game, right? We have the king himself. You feel me? The personification of longevity, and you know he just completely embodies everything that longevity entails. You feel me? The rewards, you know, the repercussions. You feel me? It's a process, okay? But I believe the rewards outweigh the repercussions, okay? So with that being said, let's just get straight into this. The number one quality that you need when, you know, pursuing longevity is temperance. The quality of moderation or self-restraint, you feel me? And there's a lot of different things that might take a P out of this game, okay? And the most treacherous thing about this game, you feel me? The most unfortunate thing about this game is a lot of P's don't get to decide when they're taken out of this game. They got no say-so in it. A lot of niggas get taken out of this game, you feel me? Just snagged out this game, kidnapped out this game, you feel me? And they ain't even get a chance to really hoop. They didn't even get a chance to tap into their untapped potential. So this is why it's mandatory to have temperance, you know, because if you can't say no to certain stuff, or if you can't, you know, fight urges, you feel me? Very quickly will you see the decline of your career, almost in an instant, all right? So here are reasons why P's get taken out of this game, along with visual representations. Number one is fucking with chop shit, right? Fellas, fucking with chop shit doesn't do nothing for your stats. It doesn't do nothing for your confidence. It doesn't, if you feel me, it's not even, you don't even get no rewards or achievements for that. You don't get no accolades in the cabinet, nigga. There's no reason to do this. The only reason why niggas do this is because they lack temperance. And they lack the ability to say no and control their urges. They just feel something going on in their body, you know, right below the waist, right above the knees. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm finna just do that. Finna just go fuck with some chop shit because I feel like it. Okay, fellas, you gotta realize too, this leaves a stain on your resume. So if fine shit sees you fucking with chop shit, good riddance. She's not gonna want to fuck with you, right? She doesn't want to fuck with you no more, nigga. As opposed to man, you know, a man might see a girl fuck with a certain caliber of nigga and be like, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. But girls somehow draw an association with, nigga, that nigga fuck with chop hoes? Does that make me chop? Never. I can't even put myself in that. You feel me? I can't even put myself in the same arena as a chop shit. You feel me? So just all in all, just don't fuck with chop shit. You can dabble, you know, maybe once, twice in life, but just don't do it. I recommend not doing that. Pregnation. This is obviously one of the biggest P killers. You know, we've seen a lot of P's fall victim to it. Moment of silence. A lot of P's fall victim to pregnation. You know, and again, this is because of lack of temperance, a lack of not being able to control yourself, control your urges, you know. And it's like Pandora's box. You feel me? You just open, once you do one fuck up, it just continually just fucks up. You feel me? So the moment that you decide to go in raw, boom, one fuck up. And now you really in that coochie. Okay, yeah, nigga, we know why we going that motherfucker raw. That motherfucker be hitting. So you in that bitch raw, nigga, hitting, you know. And now internal dialogue sparks. Now you in your mind like, yeah, I don't see myself pulling out of this shit. Yeah, I'm finna just let it all out. You feel me? Pandora's box, nigga. You just gonna continue to just make horrible decisions, right? So boom, you let it off in her. You feel me? And then obviously the outcome is pregnation. You feel me? You start to have a kid, and now you're just out the game for good. You're damaged goods at that point. You feel me? I mean, you can still hoop, but it's like, again, it just leaves a stain on your resume. You feel me? You wanna do that with the max contract player, which leads us to the third one, is giving the wrong player a max contract. As you can see, we have Bradley Beal, you feel me, as our representation of, you know, the concept. Yeah, this nigga's just known for robbing. Nigga just robs niggas. You expect him to perform in a certain way, and you know, you have expectations. However, they do not meet those expectations at all. In fact, this often happens shortly after you give the max contract. You know, so they gonna put up this ultimate, like, oh yeah, this nigga's like that, right? They gonna make it seem as if, like, yeah, I hope. You feel me? I have everything you need. You feel me? Just give me the bag, and yeah, we gonna get to it. But this nigga, the moment that you give them the bag, everything that they desire, they become content, lackadaisical, just go through the motions. Nigga, I got what I wanted. Fuck the program. Okay? Yeah, we can't be just giving out max contracts. Okay? So before you give out a max contract, be conscious, be aware of what it is that, you know, see the signs. Nigga, the signs is always there. You feel me? So don't be oblivious to the signs just because, you know, a prospect gives great neck. Coochie is water. She might splurge on you every now and then. Fellas, again, these are all, it's nice, but notice that I think the red flags should be more, if there's 100 green flags and like 2-3 red flags, pay attention to them red flags, my nigga. Pay attention to them red flags, because them red flags can destroy the whole franchise, okay? Now, I say the second most common P killer is obviously STDs. We gonna take a real moment of silence for this one. Yeah, fellas, this shit hurts. You know, I oftentimes say I would rather, you know, fall victim to number 2 as opposed to number 4, just because it's just, you just feel so, you know, like, it's just like, damn. Especially if, you know, if you just get some little shit, you feel me, like you can get rid of it. It's like, all right, my nigga, I fucked up. Okay, we gonna bounce back. But if there's anything on here that really leaves a stain, nigga, I'd say it's this motherfucker right here. Okay, granted, you can still hoop again, but it just makes the game so much more difficult for no reason. Okay, all because, going back to, nigga, the root of the problem is because niggas don't have temperance, self-control. You can't moderate yourself. Niggas is so caught up in the superficial that they just neglect their internal and their intuition. You feel me? And they just let these urges, you felt, suppress what they know they should be doing. So fellas, again, try to avoid all of these, okay? A majority of the time when a P is forced to retire early, it is due to an unhealthy abundance mindset and the inability to control their temptations and urges. In order to be in this game for the long run, you have to be able to control yourself. This is mandatory. Point blank, period, nigga. Bottom line, end of discussion. You know, not much needs to be said. If you want to be able to have longevity in this game and have a prosperous career, you need to practice, you know, the ability to just refrain from certain shit. You feel me? Don't fall victim to your temptations. Don't fall victim to the outside noise and, you know, peer pressure and all that, nigga. Stay true, you know, develop a code of conduct, you know, a list of principles, you know, stay true to it, abide to it, you know, and really ingrain it in your mind. Like, nigga, this is what I believe in, I'm gonna stick to it, because this is what, this is your defense mechanism. This is what's gonna keep you safe, okay? We got my nigga John Moran up here, you know, as another visual representation of just intemperance, you know, not being able to control himself. Now, again, this nigga, great player, you feel me? He's young, you know, got a lot of money, you feel me? Probably a lot of hoes that want to fuck with it, you know. So it's to be expected. But we've seen, you know, the consequences of not being able to control yourself through John Moran, you know. And nigga, you know, nigga, he was portraying all this activity and doing a whole bunch of, you know, just unnecessary stuff, and it cost him some bread. You feel me? Obviously, he probably still got good bag, but as we can see, you know, it fucks up a lot of opportunities. So just all in all, you know, learn from your mistakes, all right? And, you know, a great quote I love is, smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from others. Okay, so let's take that into consideration. Number 2 is acceptance. Understanding and accepting the duality of this game. Once you decide to fully commit to this game, you feel me, and you sign your name on that dotted line, you are subject to everything that this game entails. You know, everything the essence of this game, feel me? It's everything. You can't just accept the good that with that come with the game and neglect the bad. No, the bad comes too, nigga. We accept this shit though. However, if you go back to temperance, you feel me? You can mitigate a lot of the bad shit that comes with the game. You feel me? So boom, the pros of this game, right? Let's just get the good out the way. Visual representations. Obviously we got neck, booty, and hoes. Okay, this is the superficial of the game. This is like, just on the surface. This is what, a lot of P's look at the game and they just like, yeah, okay, I want that. You feel me? But once you get to a certain caliber of P, once you unlock it, your potential, you feel me? You just start to level up. You have other things that come with this game, such as nurturing. Fine shit can, there's so much shit fine shit does other than just please you physically. You feel me? Nurturing is one of those things. All right. Obviously, the game is entertaining. You feel me? You can tell by my veteran P right here. This nigga's so P. Just look at this nigga. My bad. Hold on. Just look at this nigga. Look at how P he is. Just look at him. He didn't cook not a single thing on this table. Okay, and I bet he didn't even lift a finger. Nigga, look at him. They have his head. They are caressing this man's body everywhere, and every single one of them has a smile. How P do you have to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to entertain non-fine shits, nigga? Do any of it? I was gonna see if any of them had rings on. I don't know, but regardless, this nigga's P. Okay, this is what makes the game entertaining. And then obviously you have the spontaneity of the game. When you're locked down, you feel me? You're out the game. It's just it becomes routine. You start to it just becomes monotonous. You feel me? Boring. The same old. And again, this is why niggas love the game. This is why niggas cheat. This is why niggas go back into the game, because the spontaneity of this game and how you just never know what you're gonna get. All right, and obviously it's not as expensive. Now it falls back on a P. It depends on how a P runs his program. But yeah, if you run your program accordingly, and correctly, this game shouldn't be that expensive. Okay, now again, however you want to run your program, if you got it, then go crazy, but a lot of niggas out here don't got it. So again, P at your own discretion. Examples of someone who plays this game the right way. Disregard Mark. Shout out to my nigga Mark, RD Sheet. This nigga's not known for this game. Duke Dennis. No glaze. I feel like anytime you speak on any nigga, especially this one, you're just overly glazing. Okay, obviously all we have to work with is what we see on the internet. So from what we've seen on the internet, Duke obviously has a surplus of women who are very obsessed with him, but we never see him out of his element. He never wavers. Nigga always just on some cool air, like, ha, tight. You feel me? This Duke with the hoes, though. You feel like he never doing too much. A lot of niggas in his situation wouldn't be able to function because they would just be overwhelmed. It's so much going on, they're not going to perform in this environment. This nigga performs, from what we see, you feel me, at a pretty high level. Okay, never do too much. My nigga just be hooping. Okay, so this is somebody to just take some game from and apply it to your own game. Now the cons of this game, visual representations. This game is dangerous. It's a very dangerous game. For a multitude of reasons. Pregnation, burns. You feel me? Bankruptcy. It's all type of niggas. Competition. You feel me? Niggas get jealous and envious. They gonna want to take you out of this game. You feel me? For good. Life. The game of life. Yeah. Okay. So it's a very dangerous game. So you got to be willing to understand this and accept it. Again, if you know how to run your program and you practice temperance and moderation, you feel me? You can mitigate dangers. If you know how to run program, you can mitigate all of these right here. Okay. The game is very unpredictable. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, highs, lows. Again, you just gotta take it for what it is. If you run your program correctly, nigga, you can predict the outcome of the game. Okay, the game is very competitive, very energy draining, and it can get lonely. All right, this is really the bad of this game. This is you know what a lot of niggas don't want to talk about. You feel me? You have to accept this before you step foot in this game. You have to realize that neck is good, booty is great, you know, female company is marvelous, but what about when all of those things aren't as accessible? What about when you're in a drought, okay, and you're struggling, shots aren't falling, you're not hooping at all, okay, and you're on a bench? How will you respond, right? Are you finna just want to say fuck this game and turn gay? Imagine that. Yeah, someone has done that. Nigga just was not hooping and said fuck this, nigga, I'm finna go nigga play soccer. Just completely change the game. Okay, so accept this, fellas. Look at all this, all right, and ask yourself, am I prepared for this game? Examples of someone who plays this game the wrong way. Now on the outside, a lot of niggas might look at this nigga and think he's the ultimate P. You feel me? If you don't know who this is, it's concerning. Okay, you might not be of age to play this game. I don't know, but this is Quagmire. Okay, he's known for being a giggity goo ass nigga. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically just being extremely horny. So horny to the point where moderation and self-restraint isn't even in your vocabulary. And so he has literally no standards. Nigga will fuck with anything that seems to be of age. That is his standard. If you might be of age or you can pass for of age, I don't give a fuck if you fat, skinny, nigga, hairy, you know, if this nigga don't give a fuck. This nigga should be doing anything with anything, you know? So this is not the way to play the game. This is what a lot of niggas get fucked up, is they have this overabundance mindset and they think more is better. In this game, more is not better. Okay, quality is always going to you know, supersede quantity in this game, in my belief, you know. So yeah, learn from this nigga. Okay, again, you can learn something from every P, especially a P who has as much experience as this one. But this isn't, you know, the ideal way to run the game and, you know, run your program. Okay, the final thing that you need in order to have longevity is experience. Okay, again, like we said, you know, a smart man will learn from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from others. The more skin in the game you have, the more wisdom you gain. And wisdom is, again, a form of defense. All right, this is how people survive longer. They learn from the history, they learn from the past, you know, and apply it to the present. This is how you stay safe, my nigga. You need to go out here and play this game. Fuck up, fall down, you know, get some scars, you feel me? Hopefully them scars you can recover from, you know, and use that to apply it to your game and pass it on. Experience is critical, bro. The only way to have perpetual success in this game is through knowledge and the ability to retain and apply this knowledge. There is no player in this game who has made it anywhere by not putting in any work. That is the bottom line. However, not only must you put in work, you must learn from your mistakes and adjust accordingly. Mistakes in this game can be fatal, literally and figuratively. In order to play this game at a high level for years, you need to gain wisdom, whether it be through your own experience or through others. Now I got some, you know, well-vetted players right here who had long careers, you know, a lot of achievements, a lot of rewards, and you feel me, just all respectable Ps, respectable players, you know, that are forever going to be a part of this game and left their impact and their imprint on this game. So fellas, with all of this being said, go hoop. Go hoop. This is why we play the game, bruh. And this is what... This is the most sickening thing about, you know, being from a coach's perspective. Even though I'm still a student, I'm still a player. You know, even just being P, you can look at other Ps and just think, like, how do you not love this game to the point where you're willing to go out on a whim? You're willing to put your pride to the side and just go out here and try to make something happen, regardless of what the potential outcome could be. If your mentality is, I'm finna go out here and just try my best to get a bucket, that's what you thinking. You thinking like, fuck that nigga, I'm finna score. I'm about to go hoop. If this is your mentality going into the game, you have to understand that amplifies your percentages. You feel me? That makes you hoop better if you go into the game with confidence. But on the contrary, if you have a pessimistic mindset, you're thinking all these negative thoughts before you step on the court, like, damn, like, she's bad though, like, shit, she probably got all these niggas, and fuck, what do I even say? Like, I don't even know how to approach her. Like, fuck, like, I don't know, like, I can't hoop. I'll tell you right now, the moment you start thinking that shit, my nigga, you just putting yourself at a disadvantage. In fact, I respect those who, even with this pessimistic mindset, they still decide to hoop. The niggas I don't got no respect for is the nigga who pessimistic and afraid to hoop and doesn't hoop. Just take himself out the game, all in all. Okay? So, moral of the story, go get buckets and enjoy this game while you are in it. You feel me? A lot of niggas would do a lot of things just to play this game. A lot of things, okay? Things that might go against their moral code. So, please cherish it. Cherish this game and everything that comes with it. Temperance, acceptance, and experience. Free game, fellas.